June 24, 2024. Radiant Sapphire, World in Pain Economy, COVID, and Weather. GDP when shrinks on 2 or 3 quarters straight. It was first pronounced as recession or almost recession on old adeptness of economic stipulations then when world population was not even 1/4 of today, very few corporations were there and everything simply were so cheap. Rough data, in USA, 38% are struggling with toughest cost of living crisis, 10% are now under poverty, 5% and have started starving, 12% Americans have no mode of earnings, many are excluded from proper healthcare facilities, 28 to 34% are richly alive and remain untouched with any of these economic concepts: inflation/deflation/stagflation/recession/depression. At these market conditions on ancient current setups, whole any nation cannot ever be on total inflation/deflation/stagflation/recession/depression. Of interest/of expending, investing habits/of individual purchasing power hierarchy and of many other factors. This current economic era after COVID could be distinguished as gargantuanation, an economic period to 90% end world, where this is inflation, deflation, recession, depression, stagflation, individual to individual, dire on dire. Mangoes got thrice the money than last year, you only purchased half a kg, it's inflation to you. You are about to join the line to sell any of your fixed assets going broke, it's deflation to you. You there in Stockholm cannot afford to send your kid to music school of money, it's recession for you. People who are brushing once in few days, at one time meal, going veg, hunger/starvation and homelessness, this is depression. You changed your plans like to purchase small domestic airplane in Panhandle, Florida with B-3 helicopter, this my friend it is stagflation. Very high inflationary rates coming from so many countries including Argentina, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Turkey are pointless. Inflation up to 5% generally means locks in absolute economic pain every new day, above 10% means millions in very very painful conditions on an fair economy scale. Those who, especially 268 first in legislative, clerical, and entrepreneurial global power, who are seeing inflation rates/s above 11.73% in any territory are not at all nervized to see their own national or even global recession/depression rates. Standard deviation airily there can never be any absolute inflation above 11.73% onto current ancient economic arrangements in any territory. Long lines to sell fixed assets including vehicles, house, gold. More people hungry full day, more many just at one time meal every new day. Many will have to brush once in 2 days, bath once in a month, saloon annually. So many won't have mangoes this season. Many will purchase bananas rather mangoes. Unemployment/joblessness ratio at unwanted heights allwhere. So many were and will be forced to commit thievery crimes. So many have and will commit suicide because of utmost starvation. Say it absolute inflation and/or stagflation and/or recession and/or depression through only datas from stock market indexes and add it with percentage to justify it every new day. Basically you say is more became poor/vulnerable today 24/06/2024. This is clean middle class swipe going everywhere around. Good leaders should not entertain these mass sufferings by putting efforts to head into a world where last locks in every territory will only be millionaires. No brains will be left. May prosper global economic arrangements kiss whole world where all be equipped with basic needs included wood, food, good, shelter, internet, TV, health facilities and be have standard enough money for domestic travels and for fuel with crimes at zero. Sri Lanka, Lebanon, Libya, Ethiopia, Somalia, Nigeria, Colombia, Dr. Congo, Afghanistan, large percentage of people under vulnerability/poverty/homelessness/hunger/starvation and many following these countries including Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay, Honduras, Ecuador, China, Ukraine, Germany, Brazil, South Africa, Mexico, Argentina, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Pakistan, Philippines, Venezuela, Malaysia, Maldives, and Bhutan. Committee. Global problem. Global solutions needed as things will get more ugly every new second. Nepalese, Indians, Americans, Chinese, Nigerians, British, Koreans, Mongolians are brave enough to be in Stone Age, others many are not. Things should happen as needed. Come on. 268. Additional COVID precautionary vaccines for diabetic, high/low cholesterol patients. Blood pressure was high/low not good. However, being precautionarily COVID vaccinated was not good idea from the scratch. Further precautionary COVID vaccines not encouraged to mankind. For staying far from COVID, senior citizens at least once or even twice 10 to 15 minutes bucket hot/cold water toe dip as body temperature/mood indicates, having more pineapple both raw and juice, fire warmth, hot water vaporizing with drops of Vicks under blanket once/twice in a day, more dry peanuts and walnuts, few cloves, cardamom few for a week after being tested COVID positive helps big time for negative results 70% and works as precaution for staying far from COVID. Conditions apply. October 24, 1945, United Nations was basically pro-founded for establishing unity in this mainland after 1,000s were being slaughtered allwhere where almost all were struggling for basic needs on daily basis. Some zones had their own laws, many didn't had. Crimes came down. Bureaucrats die, so does bureaucracy. Ancient current global economic arrangements were drafted as of stipulations then for better world. Nothing is working after COVID. 3/8 living new world onto penury figure will reach 7/8 by end of 2026 if things yet not settled. 2026 beyond only remaining few many people in Ethiopia, Somalia, Uganda, Rwanda, and Macau will only be proper trained for dailies in compare to all other remained nationals in every nation of COVID, new pneumonia, white lung, other medicals, new coming viruses, ongoing wars, and of mainly weather. Zimbabwe coming with its own currency. BRICS own currency. Similar other national/group economic arrangements. RB of present all stipulations. As 268 first in legislative, clerical, and entrepreneurial global power together define one world one currency with adequate every arrangements by knitting pronouncing and passing prosperous methods for unpleasant state to all for next 5 years without mixing bullets with immediate ceasefire in all war zones/s. Everything shuts including all banks by refunding how much soever old deposits which could be exchanged with new one world currency with certain methodologies. Just internet, TV, music, movie, sports, public/private battery vehicle/transport, telecom, electricity/hydropower office, wearing, restaurant/cafe, induction/stove, easy required farming/poultry, retails and other few to be added by committee with relevances run. With handful of digital money to all on monthly basis. This understanding not reached, no any pure redemption as we touch August. Chambers, worldwide. Winter almost has passed. For where it snows or can snow even in July and basically for September and beyond, concerns should come out with scientific formula for households which can melt certain inches of snow in seconds and something even solid to public snow fighters. 61° this day in Persia with thick clouds can bring immediate flood within 1, 2, or few new sunrise in Toronto of various reasons are voracious. Recent flood in Brazil, Philippines, Dubai, Afghanistan, Italy, UAE, USA, Indonesia, Libya and China are fine examples. Same science reflects too when for few provinces/states within nation and nations disaster to disaster. That plates collided in 1976 in Tangshan, China also resulted in recent Taiwan/Nepal/Japan/China/India/Colombia/Afghanistan/Argentina earthquake. These earthquakes/s were/are directly correlated to previous and new earthquakes/s that happened/happening in this mainland since civilization began. All earthquakes and every other natural disasters on any date and time are linked, end times. Every new day maiden disaster/s taking their height/s somewhere or the other for some time now quartile deviationarily briefs natural disaster that were to befall in coming centuries are striking in some blinks God Mother Nature. which all rivers can heavy swell and burst banks accurate foretell even a fortnight before is not at all possible because of grave climatic conditions and of upper mentions. And this summer, all people forest side/s where it burned and can burn of thunder and lightning and of every other natural reason including volcanoes, chopping trees around only is the solution. No territory was/were planned for 72 degrees Celsius temperature, I believe. What that pathetic new arrangements that will happen after happiness cannot be redeemed. With immediate ceasefires, 268 first in power by not mixing death with murder, suicide, accident, and with financial decease best remedies for global perpetual economy succession boom breakthrough is highly being expected all around the world by mid-coming this July 2024. Such that all live many centuries within next 5 years. Hooray! Hooray! It's an holy holiday. Hooray! Hooray! It's an holy holiday. Thank you.